Welcome to Knightline at Night on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580. Night Nation's only call-in show goes live now.
All right, good evening, Night Nation. This is Andrew Phegley, and this is Knightline at Night. We are live from the Dever Team Studios and the WDBO Studios and the Santa Rosa Beach Studios with Night Bengal. Call Travis Dever for all your New Smyrna Beach real estate needs, 386-690-1636. But we are brought to you by Chad Bar Law, raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Give Chad a call, 407-599-9036 for a free consultation, or visit chadbarlaw.com. We're taking your calls, 844-580-WDBO, 844-580-9326. I am AP Knightline at Twitter, or UCF_Knightline on Twitter. Ben Stout is with me, and he is at Big Social 32 on Twitter. Roger Phipps is with me, and he's Night Bengal on Twitter. And we have the distinct honor tonight to have John Heisler with us, the Senior Associate AD from UCF for Strategic Communications. John, are you there?
I am.
Nice of you to join us. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Some big news coming out of UCF in the last couple of days. It's kind of been coming out in phases, I guess we would call it now, with everything that's going on. Tell us a little bit about how it's going to be for UCF fans to go to football games this year.
Well, it's certainly going to be different. I guess it sort of fits with everybody's experience in life, no matter what you've been doing the last 5 months. It's not what anybody's been used to. So the whole notion of what a football game is going to be like is going to be different, whether you're a fan, whether you're part of our athletics operation, whether you're a player or a coach or anybody else involved. It's not going to be what you've seen in the past. But again, it's been a complicated summer, as you can imagine, in terms of just the ongoing decisions that have been made by conferences and by the NCAA, and just the general uncertainty of whether athletics in any form was going to be able to move forward, and particularly football, just with the interest in that, not just at USC, but in general at the college level. And so, again, I don't know that anybody's ever going to be able to guarantee what's going to happen in this environment from one day to the next, because you had to keep track of Twitter on about a 24-hour basis to keep up with the happenings in the news. But at least at this point, we're 2.5 weeks out from playing our first football game. And as you mentioned, today and yesterday really the first time that we've been able to share what we think is a plan to move forward with having some amount of fans at our home football games.
Yeah, and this was a process, obviously. Just tell us a little bit about the process, because we know that it's been a long time coming. This is a thing that you guys have been paying very, very close attention to, what's happening with other conferences, with our own conference, with the whole college football world, plus this pandemic. I mean, this is what caused all this situation to come about. Right.
Well, certainly as a lot of people have seen, for anybody that's going to be able to have spectators, at least to start, or at least that's the current plan, the general number that we've seen a lot of places is in the 20 to 25% range. And again, there's a great number of them, as you know, where they're at least going to start the season with no fans at all. So, I mean, if nothing else, during the course of the summer, our administration, including our facilities people, our marketing people, our ticket staff, were able to collaborate on just taking a physical look at our facility and trying to determine how we could best go about having a football game with some amount of spectators there. And again, just trying to take into account the CDC guidelines relative to physical distancing. And obviously we're interested in having people wear masks as much as possible. we want to take the health and well-being of everybody into account as much as possible, and still have people be comfortable that they can come to an event and that it is something that makes sense to them. So again, today we tried to share as much information as we possibly could relative to everything from parking lots to gate assignments to how you would enter the stadium, concessions, just about everything that you might encounter in the course of an afternoon or evening in our facility. And again, we understand that this is a choice that our fans are going to have the opportunity to make, our season ticket holders, because there may well be some people that are just not going to be comfortable no matter what the circumstances are. And we absolutely understand that. So this will be an interesting exercise just in these next 3 or 4 days to determine just what the interest level is. And again, this is a plan. This is a UCF plan. This is a university plan that we created and worked on, and the Florida Department of Health weighed in on it, supported it, reviewed it. Same with our university administration. But again, ultimately, this is a UCF athletics endeavor here, and so. Part of that was just trying to come up with something that we think would make sense to our fans and that they would be able to embrace.
Hey, John, this is Ben Stout. Thanks for coming on with us tonight.
Sure.
Expand a little bit on that as far as you just said it's a UCF plan, and it's one that you took a lot of due diligence on and made sure that it was the right plan for the university and for our fans, and most importantly, those that are in the stadium. So talk about, I'm a little curious about who else goes into that decision or possibly approval. Are there city officials involved? Are there Orange County, county officials involved? Who else is in that decision besides the university administration and the health officials, as you mentioned?
Well, in addition to our own university people, it's the Florida Department of Health, and they have officials assigned to every county. So as part of Orange County, those were the people that were part of these discussions. And as I said, this was predominantly a matter of having all these people review our plan and be supportive of it. And so that obviously takes a little bit of time. There's questions to be answered. This isn't the sort of a thing that you can hatch in a day. So again, it was as much of anything a matter of getting all the I's dotted and the T's crossed, and trying to make sure that you have all these different parties that can feel like this is a plan that they can support and that they think makes sense, and that they believe will be effective and will work in the environment that we're living in right now.
Roger, do you have a question for John?
Hey, John, thanks so much for joining us. I'm excited to have you on. Most people may know this already, or if they don't know, you've been a staple of the college athletics world for the better part of 20 to 30 years, and you're actually a prolific writer, so I'm hoping you write a UCF novel at some point too.
There we go.
But, for me, the big question I think on everybody's minds, for those that will be attending, can you explain a little bit about how seating will be determined? I know there was an email sent out. I received it because I'm a season ticket holder earlier, and on UCFGameDay.com, there's a plethora of information out there as well. But for you, how will the zones be applied, and how is seating going to be assigned in the stadium?
Well, again, we're at that 25% number, and that includes the students. So you can do the math with the size of our stadium, and that means that we'll have approximately 11,000 people there, or at least that's what we'd anticipate. 3,000 of those would be students, which again is about 25% of what the normal student population is at a home game. What we did was we chose to create zones, and so the interest there was, as opposed to the notion that you're going to be able to walk everywhere in the stadium, we didn't really think that made sense, and that we could create a better environment by limiting people to access to all the areas within the zone. So if you're in zone 1 or zone 2 or whatever it is, you'll have a specific entrance to come in. You'll have facilities in terms of restrooms and concessions within that area, and you will not really be able to move around the stadium as freely as you had in the past. And we just think that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, we're trying to take the health of everybody into consideration here and make that as much of a priority as we possibly can. And so, again, as I said in the beginning, this is not going to represent what people are used to in terms of spending a whole day at a UCF football game and being able to do all the things that we did before. But again, we've created the best, or what we hope will still be the best possible set of circumstances that make sense, just given the virus and what that means for everybody. So, there'll be some limitations. It won't be the same. There'll be 11,000 people there. It's hard to tell what the environment actually will be like. Josh Heupel at his press conference today talked about the idea that when he goes on the road with a team, he usually tells our players that they're going to have to create some of their own enthusiasm. And as he said today, that may be something that now will even extend to your home stadium, because you're going to have only about a quarter of the people that you're used to. And as vocal as UCF fans, that's still a pretty good thing probably, but it certainly will not be like what people are used to when you've got 44 or 45,000 people in there. So, again, we'll see. This is going to be different from week to week. When we go on the road to Georgia Tech the first week, it'll be certainly a different experience there than what their fans and all their people are used to. And so we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Well, John, you've definitely got enough for a book to write about this season, because this season has been completely unprecedented through college athletics. You guys have done a wonderful job. Danny White's done a wonderful job. Thank you so much for making a plan here and getting it where fans that support the Knights, huge, big deal to be able to go to some games. I think that's what most people wanted. If anything else, they want to see some football. They want to get their minds off of everything else. John, thank you so much for as well joining us tonight, and you guys do a great job of getting all this information out to everybody. Really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
An auto accident can change your life forever. At Chad Barr Law, we are raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Hi, I'm Chad Barr, and I want you to know that our entire team is dedicated to providing you with the representation you deserve in your greatest time of need. If you or a loved one have been injured in an auto accident, call 407-599-9036 for a free consultation or visit chadbarlaw.com. At Chad Barr Law, our clients come to us in need and leave as family. Offices, Altamont Springs.
Hey, this is Travis Dever, Kai's Real Estate, the Dever team, New Smyrna Beach. Your source for real estate and everything else, New Smyrna Beach. Proud sponsor of Knightline. Call me anytime at 386-690-1636. That's 386-690-1636. Let me show you my hometown, New Smyrna Beach, UCF's favorite beach. Go Knights and charge on.
And now, back to Knightline at Night on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580. Call now at 844-580-9326.
All right, back on Knightline at Night. I'm Andrew Phegley. We're live from the Dever Team Studios and the WDBO Studios. Call Travis Dever for your New Smyrna Beach real estate needs. 386-690-1636, brought to you by Chad Bar Law. Raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Give Chad a call, 407-599-9036 for a free consultation, or visit chadbarlaw.com. We're taking your calls. We want to know what you think about what you heard from John Heisler, and what you think about fans being able to go, 11,000 fans being able to go to the UCF football games. You can call us 844-580-WDBO, 844-580-9326. Roger, what did you think about what John said there?
Well, I think they're making a lemonade out of lemons, for lack of a better term. I mean, we all kind of knew that this was coming. It was I actually got a chance to read the email that was sent out by UCF today, and also looked at the stuff that they put out online. It was very, very detailed. So I'm very thankful that they took the time and were so detailed and answered pretty much any question that you could have. So if you haven't seen it, make sure that you check out the webpage and then expect your email. The hard thing is...
just real quick, you can get that at ucfknights.com, and if you just check on the news, it's the very first thing that pops up, UCF Football A to Z Guide 2020. Just click on the picture there, or click on the A to Z Guide down in the story at the headline, and you will get that information. There is tons of information there. It should answer most questions. Just a ton of information.
Yeah,
and it's different. I mean, it's way different than anything we've ever dealt with before at this stadium.
No doubt.
And getting tickets and everything else. The whole thing is different.
Absolutely. And just from the email, I don't know if everybody received it. I wanted him to kind of go into that for the season tickets, but there'll be zone assignments, and in the email I received, we would also have appointments, so you could make a decision on what you were going to do. But basically the three options are: you can donate the amount that you have. Everybody that will be moving forward or has 2020 season tickets will be automatically moved into 2021 season tickets. You can ask for a refund. And on top of that, each game will be sold in either individual game packs and very limited 2 and 4 game packs. So it'll be on a priority basis. I don't know what they were using for the priority. I wish John had gone a little bit more into how they were going to assign it, because all I've seen so far is that it was going to be based on zones. So when you sign up, you'll get assigned a zone, but we don't know what's going to happen with the actual seat assignments themselves. But I just, in general, it's a tough situation to be in. I can imagine for him as the communications director, it would be extremely difficult to handle this kind of situation. And just appreciative that, as you said, that we have a season to look forward to.
It does seem, well, as you said, there's UCFGameDay.com, the A to Z guide that we all mentioned. There's a lot of detail in there, and it does seem like season ticket holders will have priority to get single game tickets based on their priority points or their actual seating in the stadium itself. So starting at September 3rd with the Tower Club members and moving all the way to September 11th for the 200, 150, and the family plan type season ticket holders. So you'll have some single game tickets based on your seats, and it seems like you'll be able to get a pre-sale if you're on that 50-yard line like Roger Phipps is.
Yeah, the whole thing is going to be interesting. And to be honest with you, I don't think that they know completely how this is all going to work at this point. This has just been, really come out in the last couple days, and, it's a lot of information for everybody to absorb, and it's a lot of information for those guys to put out. This is probably the most information, I think, as a fan guide they've ever had to put out. Obviously, there's a lot of planning, for all of this stuff. And I think they've done an incredible job. And I would be the first one to say that they hadn't done an incredible job unless they had. So UCF thumbs up on this, and thumbs up, like I said to John, for getting this going. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a break here, and we'll be right back on Knightline at Night. Hey, Jeep Wrangler owners, have you ever sat in your office at work and watched the rain just pour into your Jeep because the weatherman said that there was a 0 chance of rain? Or you put your doors back on because there was a 100% chance and then not a drop of rain fell? Well, there's a company out there that can help take the worry away and give you the peace of mind to be without your doors. The company's called Life Without Doors. They make waterproof rain curtains and dash covers for Wranglers. Life Without Doors is there to help make the decision to leave the doors at home an easy one. Find out more at lifewithoutdoors.com.
Welcome. This is a promo for the Take a Left at Albuquerque podcast, new to the Knightline Sports Network. You should listen to it. I say things like this. We need to stop blaming Jerry because we would do the exact same thing if we owned the Dallas freaking Cowboys. Do you know how much fun it is to own the Dallas Cowboys? My guests will say things sometimes like this.
It's the Lord of the Flies thing that happens when they don't understand that things are wrong, spoiler alert, until Piggy dies.
Lord of the Flies has been out for like 100 years. I don't even know.
Yeah. Sorry to everyone at home who I spoiled the book for. A book's been out for like 90 years or something.
And sometimes, rarely though, I'll say really stupid things like this. If they don't make it out of the West and the Raptors get to the finals, I will go on either this show or whoever's show and say that Kawhi Leonard is overrated because I have too much evidence of it. New episodes drop every Friday with me and some of my good friends right here on the Knightline Sports Network. Thank you for your time, and now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Oh, wait. I'm being told in my ear that this is a podcast, and there are no schedules. Well, this is awkward.
And now, back to Knightline at Night on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580. Call now at 844-580-9326.
All right, back on Knightline at Night. We're live from the Dever Team Studios and the WDBO Studios. Ronald is keeping it going in the studio there at WDBO. We appreciate that. We're also live from the Santa Rosa Beach Studios with Night Bengal, Roger Phipps. So call Travis Dever for all your new Smyrna Beach real estate needs, 386-690-1636. We're brought to you, though, by Chad Bar Law, raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Give Chad a call, 407-599-9036 for a free consultation, or visit chadbarlaw.com. He will take care of you. Chad is an awesome, awesome guy and a UCF alumni, by the way, so that helps. Always. We're taking your calls, 844-580-WDBO, 844-580-9326, or you can use the open mic feature in the WDBO app. We'd love to hear from you from there. Or you can reach us on Twitter, AP Knightline, AP_Knightline, or UCF_Knightline on Twitter. To get all that out of the way. So this week, football practice is going on. There's all kinds of stuff going on out there. They're getting ready for a football season. We can actually say that now. We're getting ready for a football season at UCF. John Heisler was on here with us, senior associate AD, strategic communications, and was talking about kind of how they're going to do some stuff. But we also heard from Josh Heupel, Coach Josh Heupel, this week on a couple things as well. And I've got a couple of clips that I want to play from him. First of all, one of the big things with this COVID-19 and the football season is the opt-outs. Players are able to say, look, I don't want to play this year, and the NCAA has ruled that they can get their scholarships, basically put on hold. Their spot is left for them if they want to come back next year. So it's basically like taking a red shirt, which means you're just, not playing football this year, taking a break from football because you're worried about COVID-19, basically. So here is what Josh Heupel had to say about who the opt-outs are and kind of a little bit more about that.
Right now we're at 10 guys that have opted out, and I'll just run through that list here for you real quick. Alan Adams, Elijah Benoit, Lamarius Benson, Mason Chalua, Khalil Davis, Devontae Dawson, Tay Gowan, DJ Mack, Adrian Medley, and Kendrick Wilson. Everybody's perspective and situation with COVID is different. They're all valid and real. It's the most unique thing that most of us have ever encountered in our lifetime, right? And so we've tried to educate our guys continuously as what the best practices are, educate them on what we're doing here to help try to keep them as safe as possible. Each of these kids that chose to opt out have different reasons behind their decision. They're valid, they're real. We support those guys and we'll continue to help them. Obviously they're going to be away from our program and that type of thing, but continue to help them in other areas of their life.
All right. So obviously, there's some guys there that can make a difference on the field. Khalil Davis is one of the ones, especially for me, that's a big one. Obviously, the other big one, you could say Tay Gowan's big. It was pretty well known that he was going to opt out this year, but Darryl Mack, quarterback, would have been the second string quarterback this year. Potentially. And, that's kind of a big deal. Now, I do know personally that his mother has some issues, some health issues, and he has a small child. So, I'm assuming that those two reasons are the reasons for it, and I respect that. If they don't feel comfortable playing, then they shouldn't play, I guess. If you feel comfortable, play.
Yeah.
It has to be difficult for those guys as well. All of this is unprecedented. It's never happened before. It's a big deal, even to be playing football at this point.
Yeah, we've talked about it over the last couple of weeks, just how the full weight of this decision to opt out is not just a redshirt year, right? You're not able to practice with your teammates. You're not able to be around the team. So this is a big deal, and I'm sure that DJ Mack, along with all of the players who decided to opt out, had to take into account everything that's going on in their lives and those loved ones around them, as you mentioned, and they made the decision that was best for them, and we certainly wish them well. I know two of those players, Devontae Dawson and Khalil Davis, have said on social media today that they will definitely be back next year. And I hope that most of the other players will be as well. But regardless, they're making the best decision that's for them, and we appreciate everything that DJ Mack especially has done for this university. I mean, he won us the 2018 conference championship, basically with the best second half ever.
Yeah, and he's had a lot of bad luck the last couple of years. So, this has to be difficult for him. Maybe through all this he'll have a little bit of clarity with what's next or whatever. Roger, give us your take on this.
Well, I mean, as everyone's kind of said, it's a very personal decision, whether it be for medical or personal reasons, et cetera. So you have to respect the players for that. I do believe for some of them, playing time may be a driver, but at the end of the day, it's their decision. I do like the fact that Khalil Davis, it did come out today, as Ben mentioned, that Khalil Davis will be back. I think it's important for our defensive tackle position that he is back. It's somewhere that now for the future opens some questions as to, and we talked about this last week, what do we do with the D-line and what do we do with the defensive tackle position? Because we're definitely thin now, having lost them and some of the others on the line. And that's the primary concern for me. As far as Mac's concerned, again, like you guys said, I appreciate his contributions. He's been the consummate teammate, great proponent for UCF. And whatever he decides to do, I wish him, the best, because I know he's making the decision that's right for him. And you can't really blame that.
Yeah. Definitely. We also heard from Randy Shannon this week, and he talked a little bit about the leaders in this clip right here. What leaders have stepped up?
The seniors have done a good job, to be honest with you. The seniors on defense have done a good job of being that guy. Even a guy like Brandon Moore, he's not even practicing. But on that sideline, he is in those cornerbacks' head every second of the day. And that's becoming a leader, a guy who can contribute on the sideline, but the coaches are coaching, but making sure that the young guys are staying in tune and communicate with them. So we got a lot of guys who's doing that. We don't have any type of rah-rah guys like that, but we got a lot of guys that's mending and communicating with the young guys, but also making sure guys play at a high level. And you look at it the same way on offense. A lot of seniors they've been here a lot, so they've done a great job on offense also.
All right, and then we're talking about Darryl Mack not being there, so that obviously leads to the question of who is the backup quarterback. Well, you could say, is it Mackenzie Milton? Is he ready to go? Here's what Josh Heupel had to say about if Mackenzie Milton would be ready to go week one.
I don't think week one he'll be ready to go. It's remarkable what he has done, and I mean, you look at from the initial injury, making sure that he's able to keep his leg to get to being able to live a normal life to now becoming an elite athlete. And guy just continues to defy the odds and push through every obstacle that comes in front of him. There's been a bunch, and you just can't say enough about his physical, mental, psychological endurance and, the strength that it takes to navigate a rehab like he's been going through. And that's something that I think the players inside of our program see and recognize, and, through their ups and downs during the course of a day, a week, it's something that they can point to stay the course. And, so I think he's, on his way to becoming coming back and playing at in a really elite level again, and how fast he gets there, we're going to continue to see.
All right, one thing that he said there, and this is Josh Heupel, his head football coach, saying he is well on his way to coming back and playing at an elite level. This is the thing that we've been waiting for, basically the little nugget that the coach or somebody around the program said that he's on his way to playing at an elite level again. That's a really, 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 really big deal. And I know that Mackenzie won't do it unless he can. That's been, from the beginning, the deal from him.
We also know that Heupel doesn't give away those type of words cheaply. He uses his words very carefully when he's speaking with the media, and he wouldn't have mentioned he wouldn't have said the word elite twice during that paragraph if he didn't really see some good things behind Mackenzie's progress. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, and then that also leaves the question, all right, who's the guy? Then Quadri Jones would be the next guy, supposedly, and that's what it sounds like for at least week one. Here's what Josh Heupel had to say about Quadri Jones today.
Quadri, since he's got back, has done a phenomenal job competing his butt off. While DJ was here in training camp, Quadri was getting equal reps with DJ and was playing really well. Understand DJ's situation, why he made the decision that he has. Quadri's willing and more than capable of playing at a championship level at the quarterback position. Our football team on offense and defense, guys really feel strongly about Quadri and what he brings to the table.
This was a guy that left the team, went into the transfer portal during the offseason, transferred someplace else, and transferred back. So obviously he got wherever he was or whatever, visited there and kind of fell in love, but didn't quite, kind of had, the cold feet or whatever, and came back. Probably a good decision on his point.
Yeah.
Because I think that he was going to some small, what was it?
Like South Alabama?
South Alabama or something.
Yeah,
an FCS school or something where he could excel as a starting quarterback. Now, we've seen him a couple times. I mean, I think he's still perfect with his passes, and then they've all been touchdowns. He's thrown stuff from the corner. From the backfield a couple times and gotten them in there. So let's go to the phone lines real quick. We have Andrew from Oviedo on the line. Andrew, what's going on? What's your thoughts about all this tonight?
Hey guys, I'm doing well. kind of just taking in like you, just kind of figuring out, considering I've been to a lot of football seasons for UCF. This is the first time I've had to go under these conditions. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to go to home games, much less try to go to away games this season. But I have faith that Danny White and the rest of the athletic staff will do the best thing possible to make sure they accommodate fans in this current situation.
Yeah. Well,
but
Danny White, are you going to try to go to games?
Yeah, my plan is to go to games, and hopefully one away game is my goal this year.
Okay, so you feel comfortable, and you were a former member of the band, of the Knights, the Marching Knights. What do you think about? From what I've heard, there's not going to be a marching band in the stands or on the field.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand that because as a former Marching Knight, I didn't quite understand what they said that they can be. Originally, they said they can be in the stands but not in the field due to social distancing. And being a band member, you're actually spaced between 6 to 7 feet apart in a lot of formations. So I found that kind of humorous that you can't go on the field due to social distancing, but you can be in the stands. But I think now they're saying they're not going to be in the stands at all. It's interesting how they're trying to delegate every single type of group for these game day events.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. All right, man. Thank you very much for your call. We need to take a break here. We'll be right back on Knightline at night.
Night Nation, this is Adam, one half of the dynamic duo that is the Sons of UCF, which is found only on the Knightline Sports Network. Join UCF Mike and I each week as we bring you some of the latest from in and around UCF sports, including such great segments as the Josh Heupel Translator, Top 8 Lists, and Cow of the Week. We'll also bring you some of the most in-depth and unique interviews with some of your favorite former Knights. You don't want to miss a moment, so make sure you subscribe to the Knightline Sports Network wherever you get your podcasts, and we'll take care of the rest. Go Knights. Charge on.
I'm Jeff Allen. Join me each and every week on the Knightline Sports Network for the AAC Report. We bring you in-depth coverage of each school in football, basketball, baseball, softball, soccer, golf, tennis, and more, as well as bring you insider interviews and focus in on the biggest games and news of the week. That's all right here each week on the AAC Report, only on the Knightline Sports Network.
And now, back to Knightline at Night on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580. Call now at 844-580-9326.
All right, back on Knightline at Night, brought to you by Chad Bar Law, raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Give Chad a call, 407-599-9036 for a free consultation, or visit chadbarlaw.com. We're taking your calls, 844-580-WDBO, 844-580-9326, or use the open mic feature in the WDBO app. That's really cool. Ben, have you ever left an open mic?
I haven't, but I've heard about it.
I have before, and it's really cool. You don't have to talk to us, but you can still leave your opinion on there. It's really awesome. We have Roger in the Santa Rosa Beach studios. Got Ben Stout here with me. I'm Andrew Phegley. We just had Andrew from Oviedo on the line, but we had to go to the break. So he actually sent me a text. We're good friends, and he sent me a text. He wanted to see what we think of our chances of winning the conference. Do we think this team will live up to the hype? Now, I'm going to go first. Yes, I think we can win the conference, but we're even on conference games, all of us. But one of the things that worries me about the national rankings for us is we only have 9 games,
right?
Which is kind of weird. A lot of the other American schools have 11 or 12, but due to unforeseen circumstances, a couple of teams have pulled out. Pretty much everybody that we were going to play this year. besides our conference opponents.
We've had a lot of bad luck in the scheduling.
We have. And, some people are a little upset about that. And I heard bad things and good things about Danny White in the same sentences, which is very odd. But you know how people give their opinion nowadays online. Anyway, yes, I do think we can win the conference. And I think that this team, minus the couple of parts that will be missing, can live up to the hype. I think the offense is going to be insane. And I think that you're going to see a lot of younger guys stepping up. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see people we haven't seen before. We have our transfers. We have, incoming freshmen. There's all kinds of people. 50% of the games the freshmen can play now.
Yeah.
Or anybody.
And it doesn't count.
And it doesn't count. If you play more than 50% of the games, you lose your red shirt. So that's pretty exciting to me. I think we should see a lot of young kids.
Yeah, it was interesting. We had a 15, 20-minute session with Coach Heupel today in front of the media, and there was one guy that was not asked about that this time last year, that's all we heard about. It was what's going to go on in the quarterback position, and DG wasn't mentioned at all. And the reason why that is because he is QB1, and he is going to. And I'd tell you right now, he there was a couple of videos today in practice of him just dropping bombs and just laying them right there in the receiver's hands. I mean, that guy behind center year 2, I feel really good about our chances of not only competing and winning the conference championship, but potentially winning every game.
All right, Roger.
Yeah, I feel the same way about Dylan. I mean, one of the things you heard Heupel say earlier in the week was that they purposefully kept him from playing certain plays. So basically, all that running we've been yearning for all year, they purposely kept it simple for him. So I think, everybody always says sophomore year, you get your biggest jump. I think that holds true. Also, interestingly, today they were talking about the tight end position and how they're using our tight ends a little bit different and in more of an expanded role as they've been getting better. So I'm excited to see them use the middle of the field. Defensively, we heard Shannon say that they were cross-training everybody. So, I think they're approaching it the right way. And do I think we can win the conference championship? Absolutely. And if we do, that's 10 wins. So it'll be interesting how that plays in the college football playoff. But I think we got a good shot at winning the conference this year, especially with Gainwell out at Memphis.
All right, yeah, this is exciting, y'all. Finally, we're talking about football. A couple weeks ago, I was giving it a 30% chance of going through. I'm still not sure that we're going to make it all the way through, but we'll see. At least we're a lot closer to a college football season. It's Saturday, September 19th?
Yep.
Against Georgia Tech. And we got a great spot with that game, too. It's the 3:30 ESPN game on national television.
That's right. And there's only 3 other FBS college football games that day. So not much competition for as far as sports fans.
Last Saturday night, we were able to see some FCS football on TV, and that was exciting. A couple things different. But on the field action, I really didn't notice anything different except the referees using electronic whistles, which I couldn't hear that well. I wonder if the players on the field can hear those. That was what I was thinking about the entire time. If I can't hear the whistle, all right, I'm hearing that whistle, I can tell you that. And that whistle tells me it is the end of our show. Thank you very much for listening. We'll be back next week. Go Knights, charge on.